Hi everyone, my name is Ketty Quigley. Thanks for having me today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my food tourism business, Delicious Dublin Tours, and of course about sustainability. So a little bit about myself. So as I said, my name is Ketty Quigley. As you can hear, I'm French. I'm originally from the Loire Valley in France, and I moved to Dublin in 2004. In 2015, I founded my company, Delicious Dublin Tours. I just wanted to share my passion about food, about Dublin's food scene, and I started running walking food tours in the city. I was a Fulcher Island food champion from 2016 to 2019. So I was part of a network of 21 people. So it was from food writers to brewers to bakers to chefs, and we helped the Irish Tourism Board to find ways to establish Ireland as a food tourism destination. I'm also a food writer, a freelance food writer, and I've been a member of the Irish Food Writers Guild since 2019. And I'm also a PhD student, and I'm currently researching Irish cookbook and Irish food history. I'm going to tell you a bit about my food tours. So in normal times, I run food tours from January to December. Small groups, usually minimum 4 to 15 people, but sometimes for 2 people, it happens. So it's basically an introduction to Dublin's food scene and to the current trends. And so it's very often it's people arriving in Dublin. They don't really know where to eat. So they do it on the first day, and I give lots of recommendations and lots of information about Irish food. And so then they know where to go. So the tour is about 3.5 hours long. We have 6 to 7 stops. We go to award-winning eateries and shops, farmers markets on Saturday, food shops, like lots of different things. It's a mix of modern and traditional food. So obviously people eat. So they have between 6 to 8 tastings. It can range from Irish craft beer, baked goods, artisan ice cream, farmhouse cheeses, traditional dishes, and more. So of course we are talking about sustainability today. So it's not that I'm trying to be sustainable, but of course it's very important. And the ways that the company is sustainable is that, of course, it's a walking food tour, so there is no carbon emission. So obviously, when you walk around the city, you're not in some kind of transportation. So walking is eco-friendly. Dublin is a small city, so what I always tell my customers that they don't need to rent a car to visit Dublin. They don't even need to take public transportation for most of the sites. You can walk very easily if you're not too lazy. And if you don't mind walking a little bit, it is more enjoyable. And I really insist on that because I don't drive myself. And so I tell people you don't need to drive in Dublin. Also, it's small groups, so it's really about personable, small groups, personable approach. It's not mass tourism, so it's not a big bus of like 35 people arriving and going around and just you see this and that. It's really about having a good time and showing people the best of the food scene in a different way, So sustainability, when you talk about food, really, we talk a lot about local food. And so the tour is all about local food and drinks. So we only feature Irish food and drinks, it's very important. I want people to feel like they are in Ireland. And I want them to understand that not only buying local food, but consuming local food. Consuming local food is more important. I tell them that Ireland is a small island. We shouldn't be, food can be very fresh because it doesn't have to travel far away. Really, we shouldn't have to eat stuff from far away countries if we want to have a more sustainable food system. So obviously when you're buying local food, you have less carbon emission, because it doesn't come from far. It is very important to eat local. If tourists go to Starbucks or if they go to McDonald's, it's not going to benefit the local economy, and it's not going to be economically sustainable. While if they go to a small place, the small place that is using local products, the money stays within the community and it's beneficial to the local economy. So we talk about environmental, but also economic sustainability when we are eating and drinking local food and drinks. So it's all about working with local businesses and working together. The tourism industry is a lot about collaborations. So it is really in this tour, in my tours, we only work with small local businesses. There is no chains or big groups. And it's really about supporting them, and because they produce local food, but they also sell local food and drinks. And very often, the people I work with, they actually sell products from local producers, local farmers. So it's really again about economic sustainability in a way, and about a more like environmental friendly as well in a way, because you're using local. You go to a cheese shop that sells local cheese. You go to a coffee shop that is actually using organic local milk or things like that. So it's really to make people. It's like a network of people. We're helping out, and also it's a way to provide a more authentic image of Irish food and drinks, which is really important, I think. So I'm going to tell you, I work with different businesses. I work with about maybe 8-10 different businesses, but I chose 3 to tell you the ways they try to be sustainable. Obviously, in the food industry, it is not very easy sometimes to be totally sustainable, but it is becoming an issue, a more important issue. So I decided to talk about Murphy's Ice Cream. So Murphy's Ice Cream, they have a little ice cream parlor in Dublin city centre where I bring my groups, but they have a few actually around the island. This is artisan ice cream made in Dingle, County Kerry, and they use local dairy produce. So they use milk from the Kerry cow, which is actually a rare breed of cows from County Kerry. So it's an indigenous breed. So it's very important for them to use that to make it more local, more sustainable. But also, they don't have many exotic flavors. So, for example, they have sea salt ice cream. So what they do, they go to the coast, they go to the Atlantic Ocean and collect seawater and they distill it. So they boil it down to make their own salt and they add it to the ice cream. So it's homemade salt, so very, very self-sufficient in a way. They use local gin, Dingle gin, which is based in Dingle, where they are based as well. They use herbs from a community garden. So they work with a community garden. They ask them, what do you have, in summertime? What's in season? So it's not like they choose to, make, some kind of, ice cream. They actually ask the garden, what do you have? And then they make the ice cream from it. And, to get, when it comes to sustainable food system, eating seasonally and locally is very important. And this is very important for Murphy's Ice Cream too. They also have compostable packaging. And for example, edible cups, which is obviously biodegradable if people don't eat them. Then we have Sustainable Seafood Ireland. So I bring the groups to seafood restaurants. So they use local fish. And what they do, they work with a network of local fishermen and oyster farms. So it is 100% traceable and it's transparent, and it is a more responsible way to consume seafood, which is very important these days because there are lots of issues about seafood and sustainability. And then Camerino Bakery is a little bakery in Dublin city centre, and so everything is homemade and they only want to sell fresh. So we taste the scones, for example, during my tours. they don't make like a huge amount of scones every day. They want to sell them fresh. And so when they're gone, they're gone. So in this way, they try to reduce food waste, which is very important because, it is a big issue again in terms of the food, the hospitality industry, how to reduce food waste. So they try not to have a lot of goods, enough obviously to sell, but not too many so that they don't end up with stuff that they can't sell, They also have the keep cups. So in lots of different cafes in Dublin, you can buy a keep cup, which is like a cup that you can obviously keep. And what you do, you get a discount when you buy a coffee in a coffee shop like Camerino Bakery. So you get a discount. So it encourages people not to use disposable cups, And obviously they use compostable cutlery, for example. They use local produce, they sell Dublin honey, they sell, condiments are made in Dublin to support local producers. So it's all about local, fresh, and try to be environment friendly. So that's it. So thank you for your attention. I hope you got to know a little bit about my food tours and the different ways we try to be more sustainable in the food tourism industry. Thanks for having me and have a lovely day.